Alright guys, so today we'll be covering the topic of how to add a new language to Kevlar 2. So as we have mentioned in the first video, Kevlar 2 supports 3 languages out of the box, but any number of things, any number of languages can be added with just 4 lines of code, and that's what we'll be covering today. So if you remember, when we try and create a new project, they will ask for our implementation. So yeah, out of the box we support C++, Java and Python 3. So let's say you want to add a new language, all you have to do is go into settings, libraries, and yeah, look at this thing called languages.sh. So that is where you'll be adding your new language. So yeah, you can, in your free time, you can take a look at this. But all of the language that are supported in Kevlar are defined here. So if you want to support a new language, you need to add it here. So you can see C++, Java, Python 3. And for the purposes of this video, let's say that the language that you want to add is TypeScript. Then all you need to do is follow all of these. The format that was followed by the previous languages, you just do that. So let's say we want to add TypeScript. So taking our cue from Python, right, we need to define language as well as start, extension, compile, and execute. So let's do all of that. Okay, so the language, it will plus equals TypeScript. So however you want the language to appear in your menu, right, you just type it here. And then the file extension for TypeScript is equal to .ts. So whatever you type here, right, type it exactly the same in here. Make sure that the key value pair, the key is correct. And then beyond that, you need to do compile. So TypeScript is a compiled language. In order to compile .ts file, so we're going to type here .ts, we need to do the command tsc, and then whatever the file is, right, you type it like so. So this file name is just a placeholder, and during compilation, Kevlar 2 will substitute the actual file name inside. But in general, to compile a TS file, right, you do tsc, the file name .ts. So you just follow whatever is above. Like in order to compile Java, you do Java C file name .java. Yeah. And then for Python, it is not a compiled language, so it's just there's nothing there. And then now, how do you execute .ts files? So when you run the .tsc command, right, let's say the file name is abc.ts. When you run tsc abc.ts, it produces a JavaScript file called abc. So effectively, to execute your source code, if your source code is in TypeScript, you need to do node, whatever the file name is, .js, something like that. And for compiled languages, you can see Java C, whatever it is, it will produce an executable, then execute with Java file name. You just follow whatever's on top. And yeah, that is basically all you need to do. These 4 lines of code for any languages. Of course, you need to make sure that your shell can support the language, but this is how you add a new language to Kevlar 2. Let me double check TypeScript.ts, tsc, no. Yeah, okay, so we are done. So let me just check that I have tsc. Yeah, I have tsc installed. So okay, we're all good. Let me go back into projects. Now if we play a new project, right? And then you can see here we have a TypeScript file over here. So let's say that okay, we have a project and we want to create a new project that's called something. It was implemented in TypeScript. So you can see that okay, it's implemented in TypeScript, created directory, test harness, etc. So if we go into this, we go into it, right, you can see that we have a test harness.ts file. But let's take a look at it. What is actually inside? You can see that it's an empty file, and that is in stark contrast to our C++ template that we've seen earlier. Let's go back into divide, which was the directory we created in video 1. In video 1, if you recall, when the folder was created for us, right, we already have a lot of preload code inside already. And that's in contrast to our current test harness.ts file that you saw just now. And that's because and of course the test harness, it doesn't have to be you can just it's not really that important lah, but for completeness, right, if you want to add a template for your new language, you can do so as well. So let's go into Kevlar set. So to add a template, right, you go into here, templates, test harness. So you can see that I've defined test harness for each of the 3 supported languages lah. So that when you say like, oh, my project is implemented in language A, B, C, then you get the relevant test harness. So let's go ahead and create one for our TypeScript file as well. But yeah, to show you the test harness that I've already created for our 3 support out of the box languages, right? So this is what it looks like. This is the C++ test harness. There's also the Java one, which is the one that is here on the right. And then the last one is for Python. Okay. Yeah, so this is the Python test harness. Let's go and create something similar, but for our TypeScript file. So it has to be called test harness, and then the file extension that we're using is .ts. So let's say insert class here, and then insert test logic here. So maybe you can say something like read line blah 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 and things like that. So you basically create your own template, whatever you like, and then let's go and try and create the project again. So let's say now that maybe the project is called so we have divide. So now let's say maybe multiply, and then our implementation is in TypeScript, so 3. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at multiply. So you can see we have a test harness file as usual, but if you take a look at the test harness, yeah, so you can see whatever we type just now, right, it appears here. So it's basically copy and paste lah. Yeah, so that's about it for today. We've covered how to add a new language. To do that, go into the root directory, settings, libraries, and language. So you add support for your new language over here. Specifically, we need to know 4 things. What is the language called? What is the file extension for your language? If we want to compile, what is the command? And if you want to execute your source code, what is the command? So you can look at the other languages for reference, basically. And apart from that, after you define your new language here, you can create a template for it. Totally optional, but it's, make it cool. And to do that, right, go into let me just restart. To define a template, go to settings, templates, and test harness. Out of the box, we already have 3. You can follow what I've written there, and then just create your own test harness. Yep, so that's it for today's video.